Going to be installing these KC highlight rock lights here. Pretty nice. They come in different lengths, so you can see you got your long ones, your short ones, and your mids. They come with a nice control box, a splitter, plugs everything into it, plug and play, and a switch. And your battery connections. Seems pretty straightforward. Let's hope it goes like that. And yeah, let's put it on that thing. Guess first I have to figure out how to pass this through the firewall somewhere. Probably unplug these and find a hole to get that through. So those looks black going to gold, red and blue go into silver. I had a grommet hole here from a previous installation. I just popped the grommet and I'm gonna use this hole, which is right here beneath the booster. Let's see, get those guys there. There you go. Gonna make a little slit in that grommet and get my switch wires going. Take the wire from underneath there, ran it up here, and I'm gonna tie it up by those other wires. I am no electrician. I hate electrical work. I'll try and make this look clean. So I'll get those guys up there, have my splitters for my 6 rock lights, and have my positive and negative connections for my battery. Was able to split that guy and get that grommet in there. And for now, I'm just gonna run these right here. I'm gonna do more, get a nice, do this up here, kind of a Jeep Beach Rush. So for right now, I'm gonna have these so they're just up in here. It's not like I use them all the time anyways, and just for the sake of the video and make sure everything gets done for Jeep Beach. Pretty straightforward. Black to negative, red to positive. Looks like it's going pretty easily so far. Hope that keeps up. And now I've got all my splitters to hook up to, and that's it. Just really place and mount our lights. That's gonna take the next longest part. Quick test to make sure it worked. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got power. We did something right. All right, for the fronts, I think I'm gonna take the easy route and use this wrench hole for the shocks. And I'm literally probably gonna bolt that guy right there with a self-tapper. Should be okay. You can still have room for the wrench to get in here. This between here doesn't move, so I think that's a good way. I don't know, you let me know in the comments below. Is that an easy route or is that a good spot? Didn't really do too much research on where to put these things. Seeing from there, so our wire's coming up here. Kind of ran it around with the rest and back over. These things only go in one way. There's a little notch you can see matches the notch on there. So you plug that in and then you screw it together. You see it's got a waterproof O-ring on there. Once you plug it in, like I said, it only goes one way. Then you just take this guy and cinch it down. I don't think that any of these matter. They all seem to be the same. They are not labeled in any way. So we're gonna try that and see what it looks like. And of course I want to test it before I get it all going, so got our switch on, and let's see. Okay, so we've got power, but apparently I'm going to need the app to control what this guy's doing, because currently it's strobe lighting green. Nobody wants that. So let me find what this app is called. Okay, so they tell you to use KC LED RGB controller. Well, that doesn't come up in the App Store. A quick call to technical support at KC, and they gave me a solution. I guess they're in negotiation. They're trying to do some changes, and they're gonna have a KC app back out. But for now, this is April 2023, and they said to use Happy LED lighting, and I'll show that in the App Store, but that's what you're gonna need to control it, because right now, as you saw, I turned it on, it's flashing green, and that's the only thing I can do without using the app. I don't really love app-based things, but that's what we have to deal with right now if you want to use these guys. All right, there we go. It's actually Happy Lighting, not Happy Life. That one costs money, and there you go. I'll show once I get these installed and have another camera for things, but at least they're on, and we're good to go. All right, slightly barbaric, but I used the self-tappers to get that in there. Like I said, I might completely redo this thing. Just wanted to throw it on for Jeep Beach to fit on with all the cool lighting guys, you know. That's what we're doing here. So actually there's a little gap. You don't need to run through that on the passenger side. I noticed in the airbox I couldn't get to that hole anyways for the shock thing, so there's a little gap between the frame, at least when you're on a TJ, that you can fit that through there. So I've run that through there, and now I'm just pulling my excess through. Already got it connected, wired up to our splitters there, so we're good to go. Pull the slack out. So it does have a wire that comes out, which makes it awkward. I actually think there's a rubber boot that goes here that I've lost along the way. I've had these things sitting for a while, so I'm kind of gonna mount this like this so it goes with the curve of the inner fender. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of rubber boot that would help be an isolator or something. I'll get to that. Like I said, again, just trying to show you how these things work and how kind of easy they are to put together. There you go, got that set on there. At least on a TJ, these double-walled stock liners really make you work for it, even with self-tappers. Kind of got a little guide hole. Also, want to make sure that you're not going through anything important. Hate to hit a water line or something. So I just pulled the airbox to make sure that was the only thing I'm hitting. But yeah, make sure you're not hitting any wires, fuel lines, battered brake lines, you know, anything just that you could be of importance that you definitely don't want to drill through. Radiator hose. All right, so now I got the rear here. I want to show you, I'm literally just gonna tack it to that inner fender liner that I happen to have a nice like aftermarket inner fender here. I literally put it in here. I ran it back behind there. That's it. So it's just literally goes from here to here behind there. Follows along the frame. Kind of ran it up there, and I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie that nicely to the frame, but that's how it goes, and then runs up through the engine. Comes up through there, runs around with the other guys, and over to the controller box. Splitter. And there you have that guy sitting in there nice, and works for me. All right, for the 5th and 6th one, I just kind of chose the middle of the tub. I'll just run it along the frame rail. Like the rear ones, I might move them. I was thinking of trying to do somewhere by the axles, a lot of moving parts. So for now, I trusted them, they're pretty bright, so I'm gonna try these side of the tubs and see how they look. All right, now all 6 are run to our splitter, and they're coming from our waterproof control box to our waterproof adapters here. The thing I like about this kit is that it's really just plug and play. I kind of hate, like I said, I'm not an electrical guy. I hate cutting wires, and now the biggest thing I have to do is kind of clean this up. I'm just gonna make it look nice and zip tie it, make sure I zip tie everything in the frame. The number one thing is you just want to make sure no wires are near any moving parts, because that would be bad. But other than that, the kit's installed, all the lights turn on, and get this cleaned up and see what it looks like. All right, kind of what I came up with. These guys are all running over here. It's definitely a lot. Could probably do a lot more with this, but it's, you know, it's good for now. I'll definitely rock it for Jeep Beach. Definitely don't do this if you're not willing to have a bunch of wires to have to deal with, but like I said, at least they're out of the way. They're out of moving parts, and you know, it's not clean, but it's there. And this is how I was handling the frame ones. Basically, just connected to zip ties. Gonna run those down there, and then pull those guys up nice, tuck it back there, so at least it's up out of the way. Can push it towards the back a little bit, and then we'll be good to go. On the driver's side, there are of course some brake lines inside the frame rail, so just make sure if you're gonna zip tie and run them the way I did, just don't crush those brake lines and run inside of them. All right, so it's night. I can finally see what this thing looks like. Pretty cool. Got the ones there, pretty bright. Got the ones under here. Got the one underneath the rear tires. Kind of what it looks like as a whole. Chilling. Gives a nice little glow all around. I think it'd be nice if I ever do get to go night wheeling again. Gives a little glow, or you know, really for some parking lot pimping. So this is the app here. This is what it looks like. So I can hit a button, changes the color, run through those. All right, so there's this mode here called style, and this all may change because this isn't the KC app, but there's like a red and green pulsing, or I don't suggest this one, but you can do a red and blue. See how that looks, and on top of that, then there's like a flashing. You can do a rainbow flashing, yellow flashing, purple flashing,
or you can just do a slow pulsating. Not really my thing, which is kind of cool. It's all there in the app. I wonder if that'll change if the KC app goes back to normal. In the app, there's has a couple music songs in there, just really weird ones like an Ed Sheeran and some other ones. But if you go ahead and pick one of those, then it plays along with that. Kind of cool. But basically, if you want a rock light kit, I kind of recommend this KC one. It was plug and play. We didn't have to cut anything. There was a switch, you know, where you mount it's up to you. Like I said, you saw where I did. I might move everything around. I was just kind of getting it done for the video. But yeah, for a under $300 plug and play rock light kit, comes with 6 lights and the waterproof box and the splitter. Pretty cool.